I got 11 sheets of this plywood right here. Should be sufficient. It is probably thicker than I need. Here's the 5/8. Let's see. Oh yeah, I get down here and punch through that. Look at this. Really bad. Probably have to replace some flashing too, because I'm not. This wood underneath this seems pretty well. It's a little bit loose, but it's been repaired before, as you see. So I might have to re-repair it. Cut it out. Yes, this is caulked. At one time there must have been screen enclosure attachment here. Yeah, I gotta get this done. What's really gonna suck is pulling this away from the house, making sure it's stable. I'll probably for the record, just flashing. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and raise the wood about 1/4 of an inch. Remove the wood here. I'll remove all this wood, replace it with new. All right, finish this up. All right, all that is replaced. Almost out of 2.5 inch exterior screws. You see, I got them every 4 inches or so. I marked all the studs. How to get this up there by myself? hardy board. I got some Z flashing. There was already some, but it's underneath the plywood. It was over the other sheathing that I covered over. So I wasn't going to remove this and shift it out. It would be too deep anyway, so I left it there, put the wood on top of it, and I'm putting another Z flashing. I left a gap here. In case water were to creep in here, it's not going to touch the wood. I'm going to put another Z flashing here, butt it down to the bottom of this. So I'll nail that in, and then I'll put my starter strip over here and start the lap process. Alright, as you see, I got Z flashing all the way across the whole bottom, all the way across. Repaired all the wood, replaced all the wood, painted it up real nice. Caulk these edges here. Of course, again, after the siding's on, put another bead of caulk on it as required. Alright, so I bought a gun. I got some 2 3/8 inch coil nails. A little bit longer than I need, but I got them free. We got the starter strip up there. Alright, I'm about to start putting boards up. Got the gecko gauges for the spacing. The first one I'll use the level, make sure it's nice and level. And then the preceding ones I will use the gecko gauges. And also for each butting seam, I have flashing sheets. And I have some end cuts for when you cut the end of the board. You go ahead and you paint it with this. It's got a felt tip, so that way this is not exposed and it's protected. All right, so this compressor, the plug burnt up a bit. I got to replace that, so I'm using my smaller one. I got it turned up to 120. This will do 60 to 120, and I think because of the longer nails, I need it maxed out. So I got it at 120. Doing some test shots here. It was getting stuck where I had to pull it off. I put the sequential trigger in here so I could press it against here and pull the trigger, as opposed to hold the trigger down and doing it the fast way, like for roofing. I want to be able to go accurately to the edge here, press the trigger to launch it. So this is my last one here. I want them to see not quite all the way down. I'll tap them down with a hammer. So I'm going to install the first row here all the way across with a level, and then the following ones I will use the gecko gauges. Before I start though, I'm going to go ahead and figure out how I want to stagger this. You see right here I have the studs marked, so that's where I'm going to nail them all. But I also want to have the seams where a stud is. Even though I got plywood under here, it's overkill, but that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take some of these joint flashing sheets and cut them up and put them over the joints of the starter strip. All right, there's the joint, there's the bear skin. Got some stainless staples. All right, here's my layout. 1173, 951. It's because of the width of the right side there. It's throwing it off from 12 to 11. First thing I'll do is I'll cut like 3 rows worth of pieces. So I'm going to mark them, then I'll cut them. I'm just going to go ahead and use this wood blade here and see how it cuts first, and if it's fine, I'll just run with it and toss it out when I'm done. I'm going to wear a mask. You don't want to breathe the silica dust in. It cuts a little bit slow, but it makes a smooth cut on the front. As opposed to the back, it's just a little bit rigid. But it actually makes a good cut. I'm going to see how many cuts I can get out of this blade. I'm just going to use this for straight cuts.
I'm gonna get another, I'll probably use a grinder to do the angle.
All right, so I got enough for 9 rows. I'm gonna do 3, then go all the way across, do 3, go all the way across, do 3, go all the way across. So I just cut these 3 because I was cutting the first one, so may as well cut multiple. I'm gonna go ahead and use the end cuts on the ends here where I cut, prime them up, let them dry for a little bit, and then start hanging this. So there's like 2 textures on here. I think they do it so you can have a choice. There's one without knots, and the other side has knots in it. I think I'm just gonna randomize it because I'm doing this by myself. It's hard to get these first 2 layers up because you can't get the clip underneath here. You get underneath this one, but not underneath this one. So these 2, you have to put up without the clip. The following ones, I could use the clip tool. So I cut a piece of wood that would land it right where it should be, an inch and a quarter over this one. And I'll go nail that side first, put a level on it, nail this side, nail it up, level it out. Mark this and grind this because I already have it set in place. So, and then I'll trim this corner here, and then I'll run it up the top. Here's where I'm at so far. As you see, I marked these as far as the lengths, the order 11, 7, 3, 9, 5, 1. And that's the lengths that start from the side. I'm gonna do the same thing with this side, but reversed. What I started doing also is double tapping them. I have enough nails, so I decided to give them give them 2 nails in each spot. I'm on the home stretch to the side of the gable. I have this, and then I'll hit this plane here. You want to start with the biggest, then the next biggest, and the smallest, because you could use the pieces and parts. The ones that I accidentally broke, the ones I screwed up on. I recommend these gecko gauges. They hold the plank there for you, nice and even. These things are awesome. You can adjust them for different widths of plank, and double tapping all of them. Almost at the peak here, and then I'll go ahead and start caulking all these seams and whatnot. And then first I'll spray it down. I'll clean it, and then I'll caulk the seams. Then I'll start painting. So now I have this area here. I have the studs marked. So I'm going to go a stagger here of probably 12, 8, 4, then 10, 6, 2. Starting from this side, working my way over there. Got to finish the starter strip. There's a little piece here I got to put in. Then I'm going to put this trim around the border. And I'm going to start. Alright, here's my progress so far. This is going much easier because there's no enclosure over here. These things are a freaking lifesaver. See, I'm double tapping every nail spot. Look at this. Boom. Put a little gap there. Boom. Nail it up. Yes, I know it says stucco wrap. I was thinking about stuccoing, but I changed my mind. The only difference is this has vines in it because you're going to have
cement bedded up to this, or the mesh bedded up to this, and these channels to run down. So this is actually better anyway. That's where I'm at so far. Rain's coming in, so I'm wrapping it up. Tomorrow, take it up there. I might be able to finish it tomorrow. Finish having it siding up. I still have to caulk it and paint it.
When you're measuring across, you could use the gecko gauges to actually get the proper measurements. It'll allow you to align where the tile, where the board would be. And this is 107, probably 106 actually. 106.
We'll just lay some caulk. On these ridges. Alright, same thing, I'm filling in this gap here. On some of these edges here, the tiles were loose because you tack them up top and they might flare out a little bit at the bottom. So I stuck a nail in between them like that, and I can caulk them, and if I want I can take that nail out. Alright, all the siding's up, everything's caulked. Time to paint it. So what I did with all the exposed nail heads, I first sprayed them with this Kills, and then I'll paint over them. I'm gonna go ahead and use Sherwin-Williams Weather Shield. It's about 50 bucks a gallon. I'll probably need 1.5 gallons, maybe 2 gallons. It's pretty good stuff. I'm just gonna paint everything white to keep it simple. That way I can paint the house a different color and just keep this white the whole time. Doesn't matter. Plus I don't want to have to paint above here, above the enclosure. I'll be painting in the ass. So 2 thick coats of white is where I'm gonna go. There it is, it's finished. On to the next project.